and say that's a big match, because he has done that.
Absolutely.
And there you see Iowa State's lineup, and Echemendia is going to be back in here. We're going to see him. I'm excited, and that's a rematch. So
from the Cliff King, Las Vegas, yep.
Yes. So we're getting set here, 125 pounds. For Northern Iowa, the freshman, he's out of Ankeny. Trevor Anderson and Kysen Terukina for Iowa State, ranked 24th nationally from Hawaii. Terukina needs to work on his finishes, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's gonna be a super exciting duel. Trevor Anderson is coming off a big match on Friday night, and UNI, they're kind of some road warriors right now. They were in California Friday night, and now they're back in Iowa, wrestling in Hilton Coliseum. So it should be exciting. Nice duck right there. And Terukina's gonna have to be careful right here to not give up that danger exposure count. Once that breaks 90,
and it is 2 for Anderson.
Anderson with that three-point takedown. That's big right there off the bat. Big right there off the bat, for sure.
So into the lead is Anderson, 3-0. He defeated Anderson, did Jacob Camacho of NC State. I mean, he's won some good matches. 2-time Iowa Prep champion. Pinned his Cal Baptist opponent. Doug Schwab talked about how even though they had wrestled out on the coast and had to fly back, he didn't want to hear anything about, well, that's going to be tough and it's going to have an impact today. And I think with the adrenaline flowing with both programs, you're going to see that it probably does not.
Well, yeah, realistically, it does take a toll, but he's not allowing, like, his thing with his team is he preaches, put yourself in position, like anytime, any place, anywhere. And so he's definitely not going to use that as an excuse as Anderson gets out to a 3-1 lead with a beautiful takedown and did a great job riding also on top.
So with the 3-1 edge, riding time at 35 seconds. Got a minute to go. Terukina tried to come around, didn't get there.
And I'm really excited because I want to, in the match on Friday for Anderson, we haven't seen Kysen since he had a big win versus West Virginia last Friday, not this previous Friday. And Anderson really wore out his opponent out at Cal Baptist and was down pretty big and came back and got the fall. And so he's a young man that's going to compete. And I think about the times when I got to go back home and wrestle in Northern Iowa, from Waterloo, being from Waterloo. And I think that's probably a similar feeling that Anderson's feeling being so close to his hometown.
Iowa State is a team with a huge takedown advantage for the season. And it will be interesting to see Terukina being a 2-time NCAA qualifier. If the pace keeps up, how both wrestlers are going to be in the third.
Nice double, great hips right there from Anderson. Beautiful double attack right there from Terukina. Anderson's going to head 3-1. This is great wrestling, Tom.
Well, we've got a lot of great matches today.
Right here on the replay, nice duck, but Anderson able to show some split leg defense and did a really good job elevating Terukina right here and then getting that danger call. And Terukina had to make a decision to give up the takedown or, give up potentially back points. So that was awesome.
Terukina on top to start the second period. And Anderson's out.
And so if I'm Terukina, what I'm going to want to do is use those duck actions to try and stay around the knees, create opportunities that get me around the knees of Anderson, or maybe just snapping heavy and trying to run around. Anderson doing a great job finding ways to the legs of Terukina.
Working for the other ankle, trying to get to the far ankle here.
Terukina's going to have to be careful here. Anderson doing a great job climbing up. Great wrestling by both of these young men.
Yeah, it's obvious Anderson has no nervousness or fear as he stepped onto the mat as a freshman here against a guy that's been around a long time, Terukina.
Yeah, and it's just, I think one of the things, and there's probably both programs, they talk about competing. You know, that's one of their like staples is they want the young men in their program to exemplify competing. And it looks like they're doing that in every single position right now.
Terukina, 10-5 this year. Anderson, 8-10. But let's give Anderson some credit. Freshman coming out here, 5,000 people. We knew it was going to be a great match. We can talk about that later in terms of the crowd. But now Terukina has the leg.
Short time here. He's going to want to sit that and elevate that leg, that near leg. He's going to have to be aware of the clock. 15 seconds left. Terukina's going to have to be aware of that roll right there, and he doesn't.
And it's 3 for Terukina, and we are locked at 4.
Huge, huge score right there, Tom, at the end of that period to tie it up. And if you're waiting for the Super Bowl to get excited, folks, that's not it. Great wrestling right here by Terukina. Comes inside that front leg and goes trip to solidify that takedown and tie up the match 4-4. Riding time isn't a factor.
So Anderson on top now. Returns him to the mat, but Terukina is looking to turn the tables here.
Great wrestling right there. Anderson able to keep that leg elevated and continue to ride Terukina. Now he's getting to a bar arm on that right side. Terukina's gonna have to be aware over here on the edge. And
there, you know, you got riding time now, 10 more seconds, and we're at a minute.
they're gonna get.
Well, they gave a stalling call on Kysen Terukina.
And that stalling call was because they felt like he intentionally put his hand off the wrestling mat onto the gym floor. So great awareness right there from Terukina.
Terukina looking for a reversal.
And he's gonna get to the leg.
And he's out.
So it's 5-5, folks, just so you're aware. It's 5-5 because the riding time is at 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Which you can see on the screen. Advantage time there. That's what we're talking about.
So any score wins. Remember, Terukina's been hit for stalling. Anderson been doing a great job on the top position, was riding really well. Had 2 really great spurts of riding, but it looks like it's going to come to an opportunity on the feet.
Well, this is huge for Big 12 seeding.
Both of them have scored on the other person's attack. So if someone can clean up an attack and get to a finish, that's going to be super important.
So 5-5 here. Anderson this weekend, he pinned his Cal Baptist opponent and has acquitted himself quite well here against the veteran Terukina. Terukina, 36 career wins for Iowa State. Well, now Anderson retreating a little.
Yep, the Cyclone fans in Hilton don't like it, and they're going to make them hear it. And Kysen Terukina gets a stall call on Trevor Anderson at the end of the period.
So they both had 1.
And again, like last week, I think you heard us talk about it, but who goes at the beginning of overtime? There's 2 minutes on the clock. Typically, the person that goes and finds their offense has the best chance at winning. And so we'll see if that rings true today or if the defense that we've seen earlier in the match shows bright. Terukina and Anderson have both been hit with a stall call, so there's going to have to be a great awareness right here to not get hit with the stall call.
Okay, Terukina takes a shot. Look out!
And that is some wrestling, folks.
Holy mackerel. You're not kidding.
And he goes big lift, nothing there. And he looks to dump it, nothing. He goes repenetration. He's gonna have to be careful here.
And now the count is on.
He goes to an assassin attempt, nothing, no points.
4 points for Anderson.
There's definitely gonna be a challenge Brick coming out. Great wrestling right here to start off at 125 pounds.
Well, jubilation in the Northern Iowa corner. And tell me what they're looking at here, Kyven.
So when Terukina goes on his duck, his hand gets stuck behind. Anderson's looking to keep him on there, and he goes assassin type hold. And if there was a danger count swipe, then that will be awarded a takedown. Right here, you see Terukina goes repenetration, and that left hand gets stuck. So right here, there's a danger count. And so he's gonna have to look and see and make sure that that was a 3-count danger call, because there was some moments maybe where they broke the, they broke that plane of near falls. So it's gonna be interesting.
Well, Northern Iowa coming in, 3 straight Big 12 wins, as we said. They beat number 18 Oklahoma 30-12. They beat number 17 West Virginia, as ISU had as well, and then the Cal Baptist win. So when you look at the series, it's a bunch of streaks. ISU won 12 straight to start it in the 20s and 30s. Then Northern Iowa in its great years, late 40s, 50s, Dave McCluskey, Bill Cole, they won 11 straight. Then Iowa State came back and won 15 straight. And the Cyclones have won the last 4. The last 2 of these, Kyven, have been contested in Cedar Falls.
Yes.
And so we're finally back here in Ames. Iowa State has an edge in Ames of 30-7. What's your prognosis on this challenge?
I thought he might have broken back off that 90-degree angle. So it'll be interesting. See, this is why I think everyone should have to ref.
Yep, 3 near fall points.
3 takedown.
3 takedown points, rather, yes.
And that was a beautiful match. Both of these young men went out to compete, and they both went to their offense. Anderson's defense showed up brighter this time, and he was able to kind of right the ship that he's been on, and is able to get a big win right there, not from lack of effort.
Well, Kevin.